Hey guys, text any team members who you would enjoy this. I'm going to talk about a little bit of coaching today.
Maybe we scared them off with the
So
reminder.
maybe I'll go ahead and cover some events, Dougie, if you want to let me share the screen. We're going to wait because there's not a lot of people on yet. So I just updated the announcements. Sorry, Stacy, I've not done it in Team Take Action yet. It is super hard to do it now. I can't even scroll there. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Wait, I'm not in the group. Hold on. So instead of Saturday, I just want to mention for the Lunch and Learn, instead of Saturday, if there's going to be regionals, we'd much rather you go on a regional. Hope you enjoyed the one last time. And we will try to stream it always, you know, as long as we can. There's a Kansas City regional this Saturday instead of the Lunch and Learn, okay? And that includes the Myers, who are phenomenal, Jennifer and Sean Myers, Dr. Valerie Miles, Nyla Mason, and Janice Gephardt. Okay, so that's going to be a winner. It's in Central Time Zone, so it's 10 Eastern. And here's if you want to invite somebody to watch Dr. Valerie Miles, pediatrician, very natural doctor. Let's see what else I put in here. Oh, these are tiny. Those are the agendas for conference. If you haven't got your conference ticket, just know we will stream as much as we can, but there's going to be a whole library and it only costs $15 to get your conference ticket. So I've got the link up here. And when you see that it's August 16th date, you can ignore that because I try to just edit this announcement. So it says August 16th, but if I don't use that, then I have to just recreate the whole post. So it's easier for me to edit announcements. It's also good to be in Team Transformers' new Voxer chat. That's where you'll get all the flyers and stuff. So this is just like trying to put it all in order for you guys. Anyway, congratulations to Kristen Bosse and Dr. Lisa Sirota and Jacqueline Petrossi and Rihanna Sanford. I know I heard that it was a great event last night, the special needs event. I was not able to log on, but I know it was great. And that link is in the Voxer and Facebook also. So you could use that. Okay, so turn it over to Dougie. So anyway, there's no Saturday Lunch and Learn was the main point. Monday's Lunch and Learn will be hosted by Sandy. She'll do the computer stuff, but Julie Herbst is going to be on. All right, we'll miss you. We'll be processing on that day as Daniel is processed into the army.
That was clever, hon. Really something. All right. Well, I'm getting my notes out too. I'm getting ready. All right, so we're going to do with you guys a little thing. We call it our 10-minute coaching. And this is what we do if we just, for a quick coaching session with somebody, this gives you, well, not only can you do it today, but it's going to give you a quick thing you can do when you talk to team members. Sometimes it's like, well, what am I going to talk about? Like, what is the good stuff, you know? So here's a great format. I forget where we got this from, but I want you guys to answer this question. First of all, how are you feeling about your business? I'm going to give you guys like a minute or two on each one. Let me get my music going again, so we have a little background music. All right, if you're, how do we raise our hands and stuff? Can you guys do like a little thing? Well, let's not do that. I'll just keep going. All right, next question. So, people tell you how you're feeling about their business, and then I won't come back to this, and then you can roll right into the next question, which is, what is your why? What are your goals? So, what we like to do is have people remember. This is like getting back to, what they really want. And that conversation should happen early on and should happen often too. So what is your why? What are your goals? Give you about a minute or two. Excuse me. I should mute in between. So as you're thinking about your why, you think about, why are you doing this business? What got you into it in the first place? Is it for money? That's okay. I mean, my why is to build a strong and stable business that allows our family to make memories together and to help other people to do the same. So I know for some of you, the why is to help people get healthy. That's great. I'm just being transparent. I want to have a strong business. I quit my job to do this, and this is what we do. So think about why you're doing it, and what do you see this being for you? What do you see it becoming? That's part of your goals or your why. What are you looking to gain in this business? What would you like to achieve? You don't have to share this with anybody unless you want to. But what would be a meaningful amount of income for you in this? You can put that at the end of number. This is number 2, by the way. Still, this is your why/goals. So what is that number where you feel like, all right, this is working for me now? For some people, like if you're making $300 a month, you might think 500, but you could think a little bigger. If ultimately you want this to be a full-time income, what does a full-time income look like for you? It might have looked like one thing at one point. At one point for us, Sharon made the house payment. But it becomes a different ball game when we start thinking, like, what if we did this together? What if we could hang out and irritate each other all day long every day? We're able to do that now. But even when you make it to where you are, you might already think that you've hit some goals. Michelle's on here. She's hit some great goals. But what is that meaningful amount of money that would be good for you? All right, let's go to number 3. And you may or may not share this, but, and I don't want you to say nothing or get down on yourself. You got something going on. What do you have going on in your business? What are you excited about right now? And remember, if we were doing this on a one-on-one coaching, we would stop and we would talk about each one. We would pick your brain a little bit. If you feel stuck or you said, you know, what do you have going on? I don't have very much going on right now. I'd say, no, yeah, you do. Here you are on a lunch and learn. You know, why'd you get on the lunch and learn? Who'd you talk to this week? Did you get any orders last month? You know, what do you have going on? All right, so we asked about your feelings about your business. We asked you to go back to your why. Sometimes number 3 is number 2 and number 2 is number 3. I just switched them just now for some reason for this coaching. So we asked you your why, and then we asked what you have going on right now. And number 4 is, now this might be something that we might tell you this if we were coaching. We'd say, okay, cool. You want this, you're feeling this way, and you have this going on. This is what your next step is, your next goal. But for today, let's talk about, let's let you say what your next step is. All right, I'm going to give you one more question. This isn't always in this. This is part of Peachtree. I think this is an important question too when you're coaching somebody. So if we were coaching, sometimes we might find that some people don't have much going on in their business, but they have a big goal of making like a lot of money or something. And when you talk about what they're going to do next week, they talk about small things. Okay, so that may or may not be you, but one of the things that sometimes, instead of just coaching people, I've learned this, if you coach people, you know, we're a volunteer army here, and there's probably some people on here that have gotten mad at me in the past, because if we're coaching, I'm used to being like a leader where like I'm the boss or something. I say, well, here's what you need to do, Gwen. This is your next step, and we'll do a follow-up in a month. She holds her hand up. Which finger was up, Gwen? Just kidding. But you can't be that authoritative in the business unless they say, you know, give it to me straight or whatever. So you need to ask questions. So here's a great question related to your why, is how much time are you willing to invest in your business each week? You could even say, for coaching purposes, like right now, you do this, but you're willing to do whatever. How much time are you willing to put in? I bet some of you guys have team members that they say they want to do it, but then they don't do the activities, right? That happens. So this is a good conversation to have, you know, and then after that, you know, when I did this at Peachtree, the next slide said something like, would it be reasonable for the Juice Plus company to pay you your goal amount of money for that many hours per week? I mean, think about it. If you hired somebody as like a mommy's helper, they're over at the house working. We had helpers at our house like this, Sharon, remember? You get the helper that like watches TV. It's like, well, I can watch TV. Why am I paying you $10 an hour? You know, let's make some dinner, get some mac and cheese going for these kids. But the Juice Plus company doesn't want to pay everybody, you know, $100 an hour. They want to be, they want to get their money's worth too. So, all right. So there's some questions. So let's discuss a little bit. Let's go back and let's do some sharing. And Sharon, you'll jump in, and we can do some live coaching and stuff here. Let's do the how are we feeling about our business? And I know who's going to be brave and start us off.
Hey, Doug, I'll chime in.
Great.
I feel positive, and I feel like we're in momentum because of Action Games, like really working with the ones that want to work. And I kind of know who that is by who's, you know, doing activity with us and asking questions, getting me on three-way calls, that sort of thing. So I feel like moving forward, that there's momentum. So I kind of felt like we were stagnant for a few months, maybe like March, April, May even, and just kind of didn't know, is anyone awake or are we okay? You know, I think a lot of people were not okay. And so I'm happy to see engagement.
Super.
Doug, I tried your spacebar thing and it totally didn't work for me a second ago.
Hold on. All right, it's working for me right now.
It worked for me previously. I don't know why. It just didn't work. So it's okay. I'll say I'm excited and scared and also a little frustrated. So I'm excited because I'm kind of learning some different processes that I'd like to implement into my team. I'm scared because these things really pull me outside my comfort zone, and a little frustrated because I've been going for the same rank for a hot second. So, but we'll get there.
All right. So, Sharon, you want to jump in there?
I was trying to resist jumping in because I want to hear from these guys.
Okay. Other people to jump in? Are we just
share.
sharing, or do you want to?
Are we sharing? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead, Lonnie.
You're talking to me? Okay. You know, it's funny, when I first started to sit down and write, I was finding my thoughts to be really negative. So I had to switch my script for a second. And, you know, I think the thing for me is I'm feeling like I've been neglecting it. Like that was the word that came up. Like it just feels like I've been neglecting it because there's been so much focus on so many other things right now. And then I think, Doug, you said something about, you know, think about the things that you've done. And then I'm like, but wait, am I really neglecting it? Or am I like putting that on my business? I might not be doing all the things that I did, but I've checked in with people. I've gotten, you know, I've done, like when I started to break down the little things. So I like started to reframe my thought process. So I went from feeling neglected to feeling excited again, all in that short period of time. And I just really, for me, I think I just need to get a little bit more organized. So now that I understand what that is from like a logistical perspective, so I have things, places, that's my next step. So that's how I'm feeling about my business. I'm feeling like a little bit more excited again to dive back in.
So I think Doug wanted me to comment after you guys have commented. So Lonnie, I just happen to know, you know, what's been going on with you and stuff like that. And I think that what you're saying is you've maintained, you haven't like lost, you know, customers and things like that. You've maintained, you were moving in advanced momentum. And I think that it's nice, like what Doug was saying about the paycheck, to look back and say, but the paycheck still came in. So you could even be thankful and excited, you know, that regardless of what was happening, you had already put things in place months and months ago that still you brought in a great paycheck, you know. But now you're excited and you're ready to advance momentum again, it sounds like. So that's really neat. Jennifer, go back to your 3 feelings. One was frustrated.
Excited, scared, and frustrated.
What are you
I'm all over the
scared
board.
of? Let's talk about what are you scared of?
Well, I'm excited for some of these new processes that I'm learning through the Bob Heilig training, but I'm scared because they push me way outside my comfort zone.
Oh,
So I'm really having to grow there.
so already, and this thing just started, right?
Well, for the last month, I've been doing his Legacy Leadership Academy, so it's different from the free training that he has starting next week.
Oh,
It's a year-long process.
so
I
what
want to.
that's scaring you? What things are you learning that you need to grow in, that you feel challenged?
Reaching out to like A-level people that I want on my team, and not necessarily reaching out to people that I think might do it or people that really need it, but like the A-level people, the already high income earners, the people who are already successful, the people with a great network. Reaching out to that level of person is intimidating as all get out.
Yeah. And I want to make sure, because a lot of us are taking the upcoming Bob Heilig free thing. And I would encourage people to try that. I put it in Team Transformers if you need a link. You know, Sharon and I went to the Eric Worre thing in December, and it really changed a lot of things for us. But even with that happening, and I credit a lot of our momentum back to that month, keep in mind that you're not going to go to a training and it's going to like revolutionize everything and it's all brand new. There's a certain culture in each company. There's a certain uniqueness about each company and like what our products are like, how we lead with the business versus product or product versus business, things like that. Just remember to keep your roots in the Juice Plus, and take everything with a grain of salt. And then what I like to do is put it through the Juice Plus filter and then ask questions, because I think it's good. For a long time, Sharon and I just did what we thought we were supposed to be doing, and we didn't question it. But then maybe we didn't either feel as good about the way we're doing our business, or maybe we weren't moving like we would want to. But then we start questioning things, and then we not only feel better and more empowered, but we also are seeing better results and stuff. So keep that in mind. What is this? What is the rank you've been trying to get to that's frustrating? Your third word?
Well, I was trying for SSC for a long time, and now I'm trying for QSSC. I just have to help one person fast track to QSC.
You're like right there. That's why you're getting frustrated, because it's so close you could take it. So then you move into action steps. So we already came up with one this morning. We're gonna do a 3-way call. And I mean, it's gonna happen. And I think you could go ahead and submit your QSSC sheet, because you only need a fast tracker. So this could be your first month, and the second month could be next month. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. Do I have to do that even if it were not to happen, or can I
It's
do
gonna
it?
happen. We're gonna make it happen, right, Stace? We're gonna help her make it happen.
Heck
Gloria,
yeah.
You got all of us, and you've got the new team member who's gonna make it happen with 2 new team members. There's no doubt it's gonna happen. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's coming. She's got all the other stuff. Okay, so who else wants to say
How are you feeling about your business?
how you're feeling about your business?
Hi.
Hi, Julian.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know. My head is all over the place, but I said, okay, I guess. I wish I had more people in our community that is interested in getting healthy.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
So you said okay.
Yeah, because it says, how do you feel about the business? So, okay.
Right.
So what do you mean in your community?
Like friends and family that I'm asking and telling about Juice Plus, they'll get excited and then you don't hear anything from them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll hear, oh, it's COVID, there's no income coming in. And then I said, well, you know what? Yeah, I might have something for you. You can do this as a business. And they're like, do I have to talk to people? Nope, not interested.
Yeah, that's disappointing sometimes. But we all are kind of facing a similar situation where it's always about talking to new people and finding new people. That's what I put down. Every time we do something like this, I put it down. I mean, for me, it's what do I need to do right now? Develop new directs, get more new customers, go for 5-1 every month, leading to new team direct. So, and we've been doing this for a long time. So Sharon's been doing it 21 years.
Wow.
And she's still always trying to meet new people. So I know one thing we can all do is be aware. I love what Lonnie discovered in this exercise. Is she discovered that she shouldn't feel negative because she took time to think about it. And I think I have a theory that a lot of people just need time to think. Get a cup of coffee. Like look at we got Janie in Montana. Nalani's on her walk. Take the time for you and to think about things. And if you think about it, you'll be more intentional. Like, where am I going to meet people? Like if I'm in this if I have this cycle of life, what if we have small children and they're in homeschool and then we go to church on Sunday and it's a smaller church or something. And that's our whole life. And we just kind of go around like this in this circle. It's just there's not gonna be anything different that happens. Gwen has a secret agent out fixing plumbing and stuff, and her husband. So he brings leads home and stuff, right? So that's pretty cool. But we got to find new things. I remember when I was working and Sharon was home with the kids and they were small, she'd be like, oh, I signed up for a new Mommy and Me. And I'd be like, oh, that's cute. I didn't really get it back then. But how did you do it, Sharon? Talk about that. I mean,
Back then, I would sign up for courses with the kids, and I would just talk to the people that seemed nice, and I always had events. Like once a month, I would have an event. That doesn't seem like a lot now, but they were in-person events, and I would pick that one person or that 2 people that smiled a lot. They were friendly, but I wouldn't go and announce to like a whole group, hey, I'm having an event then there's diffusion of responsibility. So I'd pick one person and then invite them. Or if I ran into somebody at the grocery store, I'd say, we always, as a community, we always have events. Would you like to be invited to our next event? So I'd always meet people out and about, and I'd get their name and number to invite them to whatever our next event is and keep in touch. Bagels, I'd go out for bagels. I'd have mommy and me's, because I know Jody and you have a baby. So mommy and me type things, you know, when it's not COVID, play dates. And I would show a video. I'd show the Dr. Sears video, 9 Simple Steps, you know, stuff like that I would do. But if you're trying to talk to your family or your friends and you're trying to hammer on them, remember the procedure is you share your excitement or why it made sense. You share a video or an event, and then you follow up. If you didn't share a video or an event, they're not getting it from that third party that, you know, because we need that. They're not going to listen to us necessarily. They need to hear it from a second person. And also, you don't want to keep coming back to the same people. The other thing is, if you are expecting them to call you, that's not what happens. You have to be the one that says, hey, are you ready? Would you like to get started? They won't call you up, hey, you gave me a video 2 weeks ago, I want this, even if they want it. So just know that that's part of what we do. We have to be the bigger person and follow up even though they called us.
So Sharon built early on, and back, it's not like now everybody's growing really, you know, oh, there's Facebook, so you guys just blow up really fast and it's so easy for you. It's not, right? So back then there was one event a month. She would invite people individually for 3 weeks, 4 weeks to that one event, okay? So I think nowadays sometimes there's 5 or 10 virtual events every single week, and some of you guys are sending out posters, you know, all day long, like all these blitzes and stuff. You know, consider what would happen if you focused in on like last night's event for 3 weeks and really invited to it. Because a lot of those orders didn't come for Sharon because they all came to her event. It's not like the house was full every month. A lot of the orders come because people say they can't make it, or they ghost you, or they don't show up, and then you have a follow-up conversation. So it's all about conversations. And I do fear sometimes that right now people think we're going to like market our way to success. Like if we send posters, it's going to do something. It doesn't. I mean, let me know if you're getting orders off your posters, but I doubt it. You know, it's got to be a conversation.
Okay, who else? How are you feeling about your business?
Hey,
Hi, Christine.
how are you?
Good.
Good.
Well, you know, Sandy had created a Zoom for me and Vanessa and Gwen, and I can't remember the other person's name last night. And I send out scriptural messages every day to like 200 people. So I just invited everybody. And one couple who is traveling in an RV around the country as health coaches, but they stay up pretty close to where the Living Towers is in, you know, north of Orlando. But they called me, and they're doing some kind of vegetable and fruit powders already. And, you know, remember the whole friends and family thing, how, you know, they're like the people that don't support you. So these are the friends I have hardly ever talked to, although they share a lot of videos with me and stuff. But he said, I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to order your product to help out a friend and try it. And they were very impressed by the Zoom that we did. So I was completely shocked. We talked for like 2 hours, and they want to get a indoor tower too, I think.
Phenomenal.
So yeah, that was
Could be
really amazing.
distributors too, because they're health coaches. They love the Tower Garden, and there's the RV factor. There's
Yeah.
distributors who do that.
Yeah,
Sandy
so that was
can
a really
find
great
you-
surprise.
That is super. Sandy can find you some pictures too of the brewers, Rachel Brewer, how they live in their RV and travel.
Yeah,
They
I
have
told
two
them
ta-
about that. About
Yeah, they have
Rachel,
2
too.
towers they set up when they get to their location. Well, that's super.
You
So
had
you're
a
feeling
positive
good.
Experience. Good.
And like I said, the friends and family that you hardly ever talk to, they're the ones that actually come through and see you as a friend that they want to support. You know, that was pretty incredible.
Good. Let's move
Well,
to
that's
the
awesome.
next one, Dougie. You want to?
I'd like to hear more. Let's jump down to their why or their
Yeah.
goals.
That's
Like
what
just sharing your goals or your why. Who wants to share that?
Just unmute and speak up, guys.
Nobody's talking.
Or do we have to call on you? Okay, we know what Nalani says. It was in the chat.
You
Stacy.
should be that kid that's always raising their hand in class.
Or Jennifer, go ahead.
My why is diversified wealth growth and residual income, and to allow us to have total freedom so that Chase and I can pursue the activities that we love the most while still continuing to build our wealth. And my next goal is QSSC and consistent POB qualification.
And what would it take for you to reach that goal? What does it look like?
Looks like I've got to help one more person get to QSC. That's my last stumbling block to QSSC. And then I've just got to maintain consistency to get my own personal cells back up to get back into POB qualifications since I promoted.
What's a ballpark number you need to get to a month to have the finance, to be building wealth and for you guys to really be able to have freedom?
If we were pulling in 2,000 to 4,000 a month through Juice Plus, I would be really happy with that amount. I have bigger goals too, as well for it, but there's no reason I can't get to that point,
That's right.
especially when I get to QSSC.
So when you have bigger goals, let's just have fun for a minute. Is that like 5 figures a month?
10,000 a month.
Did you say 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
So
my
who do
bigger
you
goal.
need? What does Jennifer Crispin look like doing that? Like, you know, you've gone to conference and stuff. Like, how are you rolling up in conference? Like, how are you conducting yourself? How are you carrying yourself? Who do you have to become to be able to be that person?
Oh, it's an excellent question. Who I have to become is more confident in my chosen career path, more confident in myself, because this is so far outside of my normal training as software engineer. And learning how to truly lead people so that I bring people on and they're successful, because that's how you gain the momentum, not just me trying to make success myself, but learning how to help other people become successful, which means I have to up my leadership skills.
Yeah, because leading people is the way you get into that quadrant where you're leveraging your time. So real estate is a great way to get wealthy because it's going up in value, hopefully, if you own a bunch of it, right? But also having a large team. If you build a large team of people that are everybody's doing a little, it ends up being a lot. So that skill, and remember, these are skills, these are qualities, this is who you're going to become, right? Learning those skills. It's not just like kind of going along down the road and hopefully, well, maybe I'll learn it, maybe I won't. You know, it's like, no, you learn the skills and you take the time and you're doing it. You're investing time and money into these trainings, right? But also like when Julie Herbst or Scott Getz or Amy Getz, when they say read a book, I read the book. When Wendy Campbell sends Sharon the secrets to 6-figure women, I don't know if you guys catch those titles, but if I'm you and I'm a woman and I want to make 6 figures, I get the book. I don't wait for Wendy Campbell to send me a copy. As a matter of fact, sometimes I like to leaf through it myself. Why should women just be wanting to make six figures? I need to know what you guys are keeping secrets about over here. So, yeah, I just want to explore that a little bit. That's good. Good why and goals. All right. How about somebody else?
To build one more leg to sales coordinator and then both of them up And then I have another one that is a sales coordinator, but out of POB to help her back to POB. So that's some of my next steps to the next goal of EMD.
And what is your like? What drives you, Stacy? What's your why?
Definitely, I want to keep the time freedom or time flexibility and the financial stability that I have with Juice Plus. Like, I love my income, but I love what I do. Like, I just really enjoy the activity, and I don't want to have to go get another job, and we wouldn't really have to financially at this point, but I love I guess just even like the mind freedom. You know, our water heater broke and we paid to get it fixed. You know, it wasn't a huge stress. We weren't freaked out wondering where the money was going to come from. And that was, I think, like appliance number 9 between the 2 houses that we have. Like, everything the last couple months just went out, but we had the finances to fix it. And so to not have the clutter of penny by penny, you know, week by week, dollar by dollar, that frustration that we've been at before. So to have just the flexibility with income and the stability that that brings, I really, I don't want to ever give that up or let that go. Uh-oh, you're muted, Doug.
Where's Stacy Turner going to be in 10 years with Juice Plus?
Well, one of the crazy things I've always thought about, even though I was only 24 when I started this, is someday when I had grandkids, I wanted to be able to have the time to go see them no matter where they were around the country, and also the money to be able to go. And I thought that because I didn't see my parents or Jarrett's parents able to do that. So they were still, you know, at a job and certain hours. And then, you know, it changed their ability to really connect. And I want to know my kids and their family. So, you know, it was just, that's one of the things that's always been important to me. So 10 years, I'll have grandkids, and I don't know where they'll be. I doubt they'll be in the same town, but I want to be able to enjoy the time to go see them and just to be with them too, and a part of their lives. So that's one side of it. And also knowing if something happens to Jarrett, I'm okay financially. Like, I can take care of myself. I can pay the bills. I can make the mortgage payment. Like, I'm all right. And I don't have to try to take over his business. I could just sell his business and keep doing mine, and we'd be fine.
All right. That's awesome.
That's a good position to be in, Stace.
Traveling to see the grandkids. I love it.
Love that.
I've always been jealous of Kurt Beavers with his lake house and the way he has, you know, he's like, well, come on down, stay here at the lake house. So he has like an extra house where everybody can stay there. And now I thought it was just him, but now the Getz are just finishing up their renovation. So Amy and Scott have their lake house now in Georgia. So I think that is super cool. I'd love to have a property or something where, you know, we can invite friends and team to hang out and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Anybody else? Why and goals?
Okay, all
Crickets.
Oh,
Melania go.
Okay. Why am I doing this business? My why, it really is very, very similar to Stacy's. I just want to make sure that my family is healthy and wealthy. I want to leave a legacy, not only of wealth, but a legacy of philanthropy. And to be able to do that, it's going to take a lot more than what I'm doing now. It's going to take even investments and other things, because it's what I'm planning and what my husband is planning. What we are planning is on a huge scale. However, Juice Plus is a big component of that. And if we're talking about from my Juice Plus business only, it's definitely to help as many people as possible to have health and wealth and joy. I want to bring joy as much as I possibly can. And so what does that take for me to do more of? And that is to become a better leader and to be more of a magnet of the people that are really ready to learn how to do this business. Notice I didn't say that they're already ready to do the business, because this is a learning process for us all. And I don't care how good you are at what you do, you know, it's not Juice Plus necessarily. So people who are willing, ready to learn, who are teachable, who are ready to move forward with no excuses, that's what I become a better person at attracting that. I have some goals that would scare a lot of people on here. So I'm not gonna go into that detail because I'll tell you, I'm one of those few children that my mother told me when I was a little girl that you could do anything you want to do. And I believed her. And so that takes me into another realm, which can be dangerous too, because you get to look at what does it take. You know, you could say anything, but what does it take to get there?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm working on.
It's
And
hard day to day. You know, some people really do struggle, and, you know, to keep your eye on the prize, to keep motivated, because also, you know, what I found when I went to working this full time, even with us, Sharon and I, we do pretty good. Like, we were covering the bills and stuff, even though I walked away from like right around $100,000 salary to come do this. But the Juice Plus money was already there. So it was whatever I made at my job plus Juice Plus. So whenever you walk away from your job, if some of you are thinking about quitting a job or have a spouse that's going to quit their job, that income goes away. You know, and it's not like Juice, oh, here I am. And then Juice Plus says, oh, you're full time now. Let's give you an extra 50 grand. No, it doesn't happen. So we're covering our bills and stuff. During COVID, we've seen our checks go up pretty good. And we're finally, you know, have a little bit more wiggle room and stuff. It's good. But even with that, it's not like we're not getting rich or anything just yet off of Juice Plus. I mean, some people would consider, worldwide we're considered rich, but not rich in America. But it's sometimes, I've discovered through the Brene Brown stuff, it's even a fear of success. Like, I worked 25 years, 9 to 5. Then I come home, we're doing the business at home, but now, do we want to build this? Do we want to double our income in Juice Plus? Yes. But I also want to play golf with my buddies. I also want to coach the girls' basketball team in the city. So every time you coach a basketball team, you're not on the phone making money with Juice Plus. So there's this balance that happens. So I think that's why it's important to think about our why and our goals and to have vision. Before we finish up, I want Sharon to share, I hope you're allowed to do this, a little bit now Sharon's in a coaching with Wendy Campbell. I'm looking for clues. And Sharon, some of the stuff you guys talk about financially for goals and what Wendy encourages you to be thinking about, the kind of numbers, I think people might be surprised, because sometimes people believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Often that's the way it works when you're getting coached, right? But Sharon, can you share anything from your coachings with Wendy?
Maybe. So she's a millionaire. I mean, she says it probably every time she talks.
Well, let's clarify. Her definition of a millionaire means that your income each year is $1 million or more.
Yes. So she says to us, we're in the PMD to PMD Plus pod for coaching. There are already PMD Pluses out there. And she says, you know, why not you? Who's the next millionaire? Why would I be the only one right now? You know? And so she's challenging us to just think bigger, think about why wouldn't it be us? What stopped you from building is what she's saying to us, because, you know, we get into management mode. it's easier to talk to team. It's, you know, it's delightful compared to getting in the trenches and getting prospects and starting to talk about, why is my tower garden motor not working? Or, you know, why can't I just get the green capsules? I mean, there's higher level things going on with team than those kinds of things that you guys and me actually are dealing with in the trenches. So she's, you know, saying who actually may have even hurt you with their words, who may have stopped you, who, you know, can you name 3 incidences that may have stopped you from sharing? And there are plenty. I was able to list quite a few. The thing is that it's worth it. You know, it's totally worth it. And so yesterday I was talking to Amy. I FaceTimed her in the morning. I'm like, listen, I know you have a new lake house. I want to see it. I've only seen like this picture from afar of some trees in a lake. What does the lake house look like? Because that's like, we always talk about going and visiting her at this, at her usual Georgia house, which was phenomenal. But now she's got a lake house. And so we're talking about how now the kids are all kind of in her vicinity in Atlanta, you know, and how Luke and his wife Kendall want to move to Florida. I'm like, listen, you just got to get them on the lake, get them hydro sliding, skiing, anything that's more adventurous than usual, because what she's done is create a place for people to come. And I think that's what Doug was saying too with Kurt Beavers. Wendy Campbell has created a place in Montana where her kids all want to come and move there. So they all have, you know, so to me, that's what I would love for the future is that kind of thing, you know, where the kids want to be around with their kids and, you know, you have your grandchildren, your kids in the vicinity. So that's a really cool thing that our mentors are doing things like that. Anyway, so we're talking about business and whatever, and she's so proud of us and all this. She's a wonderful mentor in the business. She goes, isn't it funny to look back on how maybe $5,000 a month was a goal for you, you know? So it's kind of like we get used to moving forward and having our certain income. And we always look at, oh, well, we could be doing better. But looking back at, oh my gosh, yeah, 5,000. I said, yeah, I remember when I was saying if I could ever hit $7,000 a month, because it just was not happening. And I was like, okay. And I'd say to Julie, I said to Julie, if I hit $7,000 a month, we're going to the spa, you know, like locally in Boca or whatever. And I mean, that's like way far away now, you know, but it's like you kind of get used to what you're bringing in. But to be able to think bigger, you just have to do these kind of practices, you know. And Eric Worre took it, and we did this kind of at the beginning of Lunch and Learns, where think about your goal, think about a monetary goal. And so Doug and I were at Eric Worre, and he says, write down your monetary goal for December. Okay. And then he goes, after we all write our goal down, he goes, now double it. And we're like, holy moly, double it. Because it's pretty, oh, and he told us, you know, write down a big audacious goal first, right? And then he says, now double it. And it was like, okay, I'm not really comfortable writing that down. And then he has the nerve to say, double it again, you know? And it's true, it's all possible. It's all possible, but we've got to get out of our own way.
Well,
And so one of the things about doubling and then doubling it is that you then think bigger and you think more systemized, and you think about what is important for me to work on today. It's getting new team. It's helping team progress. It's helping people, like Doug was saying about, you know, the company doesn't want to just pay you $100,000 a year for whatever hours you're putting in. And so Doug usually says it's the amount of Juice Plus that you've moved, you know? So we have to actually move Juice Plus, whether it's through us or through team. And so we've got to think bigger. How are we helping people to move Juice Plus? Whether it's them being a leader, them being a team member, them being a customer even. But that's something we have to do. And another thing that I underlined was when it just says, you know, how much time are you willing to invest in your business? For me, knowing this was my business, I wanted to invest all my time, no matter what. You know, I always make time for napping, racquetball, things I want to do, hang out with the kids. But anytime I can, I want to invest in my business that's going to pay into the future. So that's what it does. But I underlined your business. This is your business. This is not like you're going to work for somebody. This is actually something you can invest in that is your business. And I think that when you understand that, then it's not like, how many pizzas do I have to sell to get to the next promotion? Ray Higdon would say, or something. Well, if you're
That's mine.
Ray Higdon, if you're a pizza shop owner, you're gonna sell as many pizzas as you can for the rest of your life. You're not gonna settle for 20 pizzas, right? So the more you could get into that mindset of the sky's the limit, I'm going to do as much as I can. I'm going to take in as many of those seminars and things that will make me move forward, and put activity behind it. I don't even know what you asked me, but that's what I have.
Well, that was great. We should just stop there. And I know it sounds crazy sometimes when people are talking about like double it. But over time, you got Wendy Campbell, who's successful, throwing out crazy numbers. Joel Herbst, when he coaches me, and I know it's frustrating because I get frustrated too, because he'll say like, I don't understand what your problem is. There's no reason why you guys shouldn't be making $50,000 a month. And it's like, how can you just say that? You just say it like, oh, it's like something I'm doing wrong. Let me just go make $50,000 a month, you know? And then Eric Worre, you go to his conference, and he's got an arena full of 15,000 people, and he's saying double it, now double it again. Because maybe there's something to it. What if it is our mindset? What if it is our mindset? What if we have these self-limiting beliefs? Because we say things like, who do you need to become? I know that's true. I mean, Jennifer Crispin is going to be a bad mama jamma when she's NMD 100 Club. Right now, she's one way, but she's going to transform a little bit into something a little different. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not enough now. You still have all the stuff. It's like the seeds I just planted yesterday. You know, Dr. Sirota was like, well, are you using, what solution are you watering with? I'm like, Dr. Sirota, the seeds have everything they need. All they need is moisture, and they grow. They got all their nutrients. You have everything you need. You just got to develop it. It's already inside of you. So it's exciting. That's right. Wendy would have everybody bringing in 100 grand a month. I don't even know what I would do with 100 grand a month. I mean, we'll figure it out. Sharon goes, we'll figure it out. Daniel just walked in. He's like, I'll take some.
I got no problem figuring that out.
All right. Army man, come over here. All right, guys, we're going to finish up. Let me turn off my filter. You can say goodbye to the Army man. Bye. He's going to keep you all safe for the next 4 years.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, so incredibly proud of you. That's awesome. Best of luck.
Right, there he is. You can't hide. You can't hide, boy. Here. He's here. He's ready to roll. He's going to get that haircut, all shaved up nice. But not today. Today we're going to do whatever we want.
It's going to be kind of like having children, I think. It's going to be the hardest and the best thing you've ever done.
Yeah. Just know that anything they tell you to do, you can do it. You can do it all.
Yeah. It's sweet. All right, guys. It's always a blessing to see you guys. Let's Monday we have Julie Herbst going to share. Let's try to make sure we invite people on. The numbers are they're slipping on the Lunch and Learns. We're starting to see the same few faces. So we got to get back to it. We got to get our new people on there. That goes for me and Sharon too. We got to get new people and get them around the campfire, and just let us know if we're feeling like, okay, we need a different time. Let's mix this up. Let's go Friday Night Live or Saturday night, whatever we got to do. You know, we'll do anything it takes. All right. You guys are awesome. Michelle's going to get a lot of work done this weekend. She just shipped the family off to Atlanta. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day. We'll see you later.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Go Army!